Hi guys, 18 Dapper here and welcome to the latest matchday preview on the channel, League 2 action for you. It's Accrington Stanley versus Doncaster Rovers. Let's get the video started. So guys, welcome to the latest matchday preview on the channel, Accrington Stanley versus Doncaster Rovers. Two teams in desperate need of points for very different reasons, which we will get into throughout this preview. If you're an existing subscriber, thank you so much for supporting the channel and continuing to do so. It does mean a great deal. If this video has brought you to the channel and you're not yet subscribed and you like this sort of content, please consider clicking that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. We are on the road to 4,000. It'd be great to get as close as possible, if not break that target by the end of the season. We will see. And if you are new to these videos, this is a format that will go through match previews. We'll look at previous meetings between the two clubs, current form across all competitions. I say a few words about a Doncaster Rovers player, and then I choose the opponent's one to watch for, in my opinion. As I always say, you know your club much better than I do, so if there's somebody that should be involved in that conversation at that point, get them in the comments down below. I do like to learn about the clubs that we're playing all season so that I hopefully can create better content for people. And then we finish the video off with three predictions: a predictor team lineup thanks to Fan Up, predictions league table that me and the family do, and then a all important score prediction at the very end. So that's enough waffling. Let's get into previous meetings. Donny and Accrington have faced off a total of 16 times in our history. Rovers coming out on top on 5 of those occasions. We've drawn 4 and Accrington winning 7 of those 16. And it's only 16 games since the reformation of Accrington Stanley in 1968. So there was games prior to that, but I haven't written them in because it's only since the reformation. We'll drill down into the more recent 5 though. In the 2023-24 season, played each other 4 times, and it's a bit more positive reading for Donny. I know we've lost 7 out of the 16, so it's in Accrington's favour at the minute, but the more recent 5 is certainly in Donny's favour with 3 wins and 2 draws. So we'll go back to 2023 November FA Cup when replays were a thing. We drew 2-2 at the Eco Power, and then took it back to the Wham Stadium and won 2-1. And then in December, a month later, went back to Accrington and drew 0-0. And then later on in the season, we won 4-0. And then at the start of this season, we won 4-1. So a couple of real positive results there. It'd be nice to get a similar scoreline tomorrow and get the big 3 points towards the top of the table. But Accrington will be fighting for the points themselves because they are in desperate need of it at the wrong end of the table. So yeah, history wise, Accrington edge it overall, but certainly we've had their number in more recent years. Current form as well, it's a difficult one for Accrington. 2 draws and 3 defeats in the last 5, so winless in 5. Donny on the other hand stopped the mini blip, the bit of a rot that we're in, of 3 straight defeats midweek at Morecambe, won 1-0. So we've got 2 wins in our last 5. So form isn't great for either team, but Donny edged this one as well. Accrington's last victory though came against Crewe on the 25th of January. Since that victory, goals have been very difficult to come by, very hard to come by, only scoring once in the last 5 outings, and that was in the 2-1 defeat to Port Vale. Points, as I've already mentioned, needed very quickly and probably by any means necessary. Accrington have been nervously looking over the shoulder. They've got Morecambe and Tranmere, both teams occupying 22nd and 23rd. They'll be having their eye on Accrington to try and chase them down. Tranmere don't look in great form. Morecambe slightly better. So I'd say out of the 3, Morecambe look the most likely to potentially pull themselves out of that at the moment. But there's currently a 4-point buffer between Accrington and Morecambe in 23rd. So they have got a little bit of breathing space, but not much. Like I say, points needed very quickly. Accrington though, much tougher to beat at home. They've only suffered 4 losses in 14 games compared to the 10 defeats in 16 away games, so it's not going to be an easy feat getting 3 points here tomorrow. On to Donny, a tough gritty performance midweek earned us a vital 3 points, especially with Notts County and Wimbledon dropping points on the same evening. So yeah, real big 3 points, important 3 points, and we'll just see how important they are come the end of the season. But the problem is we're a game or so ahead of teams around us of all the pack around us, so we need to continue getting points and putting pressure on them, because I'd much rather have points on the board than games in hand, and it'll just kind of hopefully tighten our grip on that top three. A little bit nervous about the squad for this game. It could be looking light in areas due to injuries, suspensions, so potentially a change in shape. We'll see what I predict in a moment. So yeah, I think potentially changing shape unless Maxwell's back fit, McGrath's back fit, who knows, but Senior certainly won't be playing because he got a red card against Morecambe, and rightfully so. It was a bit of a silly challenge. So yeah, Tuesday wasn't pretty, but for me it was nice to see that the endeavour in the squad to hold on to a one goal lead down to 10 men. A lot of fight shown on a tough pitch against a team that were fighting for points and chucking absolutely everything at us. So yeah, happy with the 3 points. Move on to this one, hopefully get another 3 tomorrow. On to play profile for this one, I've gone with the match winner from Tuesday night, Rob Street, centre forward, 23 years old, 4 goals in 10 games since coming in along from Lincoln, almost a goal every 2 games with that. And for me, he gives us a completely different dimension. He's quick, powerful, he wants to get in behind, turn the defender, get him facing the wrong way. He's decent in the air, 2 headed goals in the last 2 as well. So yeah, it potentially, like I've said, very valuable 3 points. One on Tuesday. We don't know how valuable until the end of the season, but for me, his goal return at the minute is better than Ironside's, and it's better than Sharp's. I think Sharp scored 10 in 40 appearances this season, so 1 in 4. Ironside scored 6 in 42, I think. So yeah, much better goal return at the minute. So for me, it puts himself into serious contention for a start over both Ironside and Sharp. And yeah, as long as he's scoring, I am happy. Moving on to the opponent's one to watch. So as I said at the start of the video, you know your club much better than I do, so if somebody else needs to be part of the conversation here, get him in the comments down below if you're an Accrington fan. But yeah, I've already mentioned goals, very difficult to come by, so I've gone with a rare source of goals for Accrington. It's their right winger, right midfielder, Tyler Walton, 26 years old, career appearances of 184, 19 goals, 3 assists. As far as I'm aware, it's his first season in the EFL, came from the National League North, and he's hit the ground running, 7 goals, 3 assists, and like I say, there's a lack of goals, there's a lack of creativity at the minute at Accrington, and he's managing to create something and get on the end of the scraps and put something away. So yeah, 7 goals, 3 assists in a team that's struggling to score is nothing to be sniffed at, and potentially one to look out for next season, moving away from Accrington if they do end up slipping into that drop zone. But I'm worried about our left hand side. Maxwell injured, Senior suspended, he's on their right hand side. It could give gaps that he may be able to exploit. So yeah, for me, one to watch tomorrow, Tyler Walton for Accrington. On to the predicted team lineup. This is thanks to FanHub. If you've not downloaded the app yet, please go ahead and do so. Plenty of features to get your teeth stuck into. I've already kind of touched upon potential change in shape. I don't think this is going to be the starting 11. I really don't. I've seen similar, if not the same, floating around on social media, but with the injuries and suspensions, we may see a change in shape. So I'm predicting something a little different. Sharman Low in goal, a back 3 of Oluwu, Anderson and Bailey. He's played there before, he is fairly versatile. Sterry on the right hand side, able to go forward but also able to come back and cover, which would drop Bailey to the left back. Again, he is versatile, he's shown it before. And then Molyneux as the centre attacking midfielder, but if we do slip back to a 4-4-2, he'd go onto the right hand side with Crew and Kelly in the middle, Gibson on the left, and a front 2 of Ironside and Street. I think Ironside, hold it up, Street, get in behind. When we're attacking, 3-5-2, when we're defending, 4-4-2, I don't know, I'm not a manager, that's what I'm going with. On to the predictions league table. So if you're new to this, me and the family predict the scoreline for every single league game. If we get it spot on, we get 3 points. Outcome of the game right, but not the scoreline, we get 1 point. Completely wrong, it is no points. Bit of confidence in the family on Tuesday night, we all went with wins. I was closest with a 2-1. I said there was going to be 1 goal in it, and there was, but it was 1-0 unfortunately. Chris and Max went with 3-1 and 3-0. My dad went with a 1-1. So points added, but no change in positions. Max top on 24, Chris second on 22, I'm in third on 20, and my dad in fourth on 14. And that takes us on to the all-important score prediction to finish this one off. I'm hoping we build on what we did on Tuesday night. Like I say, I'm a little bit nervous with the injuries and suspension, so I'm not sure how we're gonna shape up and stuff. But with Accrington's lack of goals, we are creating chances. It's just about putting them away, and it will click at some point. And I think this one might be the one where it clicks. I think Accrington will get that elusive goal, but I think we'll be strong enough and we've got enough in us to overcome them and beat them 3-1. And that's where I'm going to leave this one. If you've enjoyed it, stick a big thumbs up on it, comments in the section down below, subscribe if you haven't already. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.